It's painful to love. Most times, many that have died out of love. This was the story of Angela. This is a real life story. Make sure to watch this video to the end because there is a twist that is going to leave you shocked. Angela, seated on her bed, was thinking about the sacrifices she made for her husband and her marriage. A lady that gave one of her kidney to sustain Johnson, her husband. On her hospital bed, Angela was full of regrets. Was the love she shared with her husband worth it? Before we continue, I'm going to take us back to how it all started. Angela was a promising student from the University of Nigeria, Nsukka. She is studying religion and philosophy in the Faculty of Social Sciences. Angela is a clear description of what tenacity, hard work, and diligence is all about. She is the envy of all students, and she is an epitome of role model that teachers uses to give others example in class. Angela had her life figured out. She wanted to finish school and become a lecturer, traveling from one country to the other, making academic impacts. In her third year, she met Johnson, a well-to-do lecturer from the Faculty of Engineering. Angela never had a boyfriend. Angela never knew what love is all about. Johnson swept her off her feet. Young lady, I have been seeing you at a particular reading spot on campus. What is your name? This was the question that Johnson posited on Angela, who was very flattered and responded, my name is Angela Okonkwo, a student from the Faculty of Social Sciences. Johnson was very keen to compliment her academic prowess and giving little or no compliment to her facial beauty. And this was what captivated Angela. It wasn't long, both of them became an item. While in the university, Johnson went to see Angela's parents to ask for her hand in marriage. That day was like a film trick for Angela. She was lost in thoughts. Is it me? Is this really my traditional marriage? Am I the one that is going to become someone's wife in a couple of weeks? This is unreal. This cannot be true. These were some of the comments that Angela was making to herself. After the traditional rites, it wasn't up to 3 weeks. Angela's white wedding was the talk of the town. Many professors, doctors, and well-meaning influential men and women came to witness Angela's day. Angela exchanged her vows with her husband. When it was time for Angela to speak, she said that she submits her all to her husband, that she's going to be there for the husband, in richer or in poorer, in sickness or in health, till death do them part. Many that came thought that that is just a normal profession of love that couples do in front of God and in front of men. But they never knew that Angela meant every single word that came out of her mouth. After the confession of love, the priest now declared them husband and wife, and it was time for Johnson to kiss the bride. The moment was special for Angela because this is her first kissing experience with a man, and to make the occasion very special, with a man that she is rightly married to, in the sight of God and in the sight of men. As Angela kissed Johnson, she whispered so that only him could hear. Angela said, Johnson, you are my ride or die. After the marriage, Angela and Johnson lived for 2 months, and that was when they got the big news, the news of Angela's pregnancy. Angela was feeling sick, waking up late, and throwing up. Her body changed drastically. She went to the pharmacy store and got a test kit. She physically examined herself, and to her utmost surprise, she was pregnant. Angela immediately picked her phone and called her mother. On picking, Mama Angela heard, Mama, the Lord has done it. Mama, your daughter is about to become a mother. Angela's mom was full of joy. Although she was cooking for Angela's father, she dropped everything and was dancing, singing songs of praise to God. for this impending gift of a child. Johnson, on coming back from work, was saluted with a warm hug from the wife. Angela held Johnson tightly and whispered into his ears, "Baby, you are about to become a father." This news gave Justin an adrenaline rush. Justin held the wife so tightly in warm embrace as they professed their love for each other. Angela carried the pregnancy till its due time, and on the day her water broke, she was rushed to the hospital by Johnson, her husband. On getting to the hospital, Johnson was reassuring the wife that all is going to be fine, that there won't be any complication in child delivery. To the surprise of the doctors, instead of a child, Angela miraculously gave birth to a set of twins. The doctors were shocked. When Justin got to hear about the news, his joy knew no bound. Justin held the kids in his hands and was confessing his undying love for the wife. "Angie, my love, no matter what the future holds, you are still going to be my one and only. Angie, I will prioritize you above myself, above my family, above my work, above all that I hold dear." It was a room full of emotion. 3 months later, Angela, Johnson invited their respective family members for their child dedication service. On coming back from the church, they have already prepared delicacies for family members to eat and share in their joy. Unknown to Angela and Justin, the devil was just planning on how to break this beautiful and wonderful home. One fateful day, Johnson was with the kids and Angela went to the market to get some food items to prepare. On her return, when she opened the door, she saw Justin lying lifeless on the ground. Angela was shocked. Angela hurriedly took Justin to the hospital. Justin was under intensive care unit for some days, and in those periods, doctors were running dialysis, tests upon tests, trying to detect what has really happened to Johnson. When results came out, it was identified that Justin is currently experiencing kidney failures. 2 of his kidneys were failing. Angela immediately rushed to the doctor and with a firm voice, she said, "Doctor, check my organs. If I'm a match with my husband, please remove one of my kidneys so that my husband, the father to my children, might live." Angela's parents tried to persuade her out of this very decision that she was about to take, but Angela was not having it. "Justin is my life. Without him, I am nothing." The doctors prepared an agreement and Angela duly signed the agreement. She was tested and indeed she was a match, and that was how Angela donated one of her kidneys so that her husband, Johnson, might live again. When they returned from the hospital, Justin was full of praise and admiration for the wife, but it wasn't up to 2 weeks. Angela started experiencing dizziness. She could no longer wake up on time to do her motherly duties. This infuriated Johnson, who woke her up one early morning and was shouting at her heavily. "How can you be this lazy? A woman of your size should be waking up very early in the morning, but in your case, you are just a log of wood. Sexually, you cannot satisfy me. Taking care of the home is now a problem." Justin's words were like a dart that pierced the hearts of Angela. Angela was lost in thoughts. Is this the same man that I gave my all for? Who is deceiving my husband? Their situation dragged for some days. One fateful day, Angela heard a knock on the door. On opening the door, she saw the in-laws with a beautiful damsel in her early 20s. Angela was shocked. "What is the reason for this august visit?" she asked the in-laws. Immediately, Johnson's parents told Angela that because she could no longer do her duties as a wife and even satisfy her husband in bed, that they have thought it wise to bring another woman who is going to do the job for her. Angela was shocked. She looked at Johnson, who could not even mutter a word in her defense. Her hope was shattered. Angela was awake all night, thinking through the whole incident that transpired in the day. In the morning, she confronted Johnson and demanded for an explanation. And that was where Johnson, in the presence of the damsel that was brought by his parents, told Angela point blank that he's no longer interested in her, that he no longer loves her, that the only connection they have now is their set of twins. Angela was shocked. As if that wasn't enough, the following day, Johnson, his parents, threw Angela out of her matrimonial home. Angie was pinching herself. Was this a dream? What is going on, she would say. Let somebody wake me. Obim, Nkem, my king. Are you the one that is doing this to me? Angela was left to roam the streets of Lagos. She could not go back to her family. Which face will she use to confront the father, the mom, and the siblings? Angela slept under the Lagos Bridge for some days. 2 weeks after this incident, Johnson was going to work, and that was where tragedy struck. He had an accident, a head-on collision with a truck. Immediately, bystanders rushed him to a nearby hospital, and coincidentally, it was the same hospital where the wife, Angela, gave birth to their awesome twins a couple of months ago. Johnson was unconscious. He was lifeless. He was on life support. After several tests were carried out by the doctors, it was confirmed that first of all, he needs a huge blood transfusion and subsequently a bone marrow transplant. One of the nurses, who knew Angela when she gave birth to her set of twins, picked her phone to call Angie. The nurse never knew that Johnson and Angela had separated. Angela has gradually picked up the pieces of her life. She now fries plantain at the roadside in Lagos, and with that, she can at least fend for herself and provide some of the basic amenities that will help her see to the end of every day. When the call came, Angela dropped everything she was doing and rushed to the hospital. This is my Johnson. This is my love. This is my king. Although what happened, I knew it was just a manipulation. Angela rushed to the hospital. The doctors drew her blood sample to check if she's actually a match. They also wanted to carry out some other tests to know whether Angela is a suitable host to give blood to her dying husband. But Angela pressured the doctors and nurses. Enough with the tests. I am compatible to donate blood to my husband. Please, let's go to the blood bank. Take as much blood as possible. The doctors, yielding to pressure, carried out the biddings of Angela. After 2 pints of blood has been collected from Angela, she became dizzy in an instant. She told the nurses that her dizziness was as a result of stress, that they shouldn't worry. Johnson was resuscitated. His bone marrow transplant was a success, but it came at a cost. Angela did not last the day inside the hospital. She experienced a heart attack. When she was rushed to the ICU unit, she was a shadow of her former self. The strength to push through life and overcome that very health challenge was no longer there. The doctors did all they could to revive Angela, but Angela was long gone. Johnson, on waking up, realized all that happened and heavily blamed his parents for deceiving him into taking another lady as a wife. On hearing the news of the death of their daughter, the parents of Angela vowed never to forgive Johnson and his parents for what they did to their wonderful daughter. After several plea and begging, Johnson was later forgiven, and he was given the privilege to take Angela home to give her a befitting burial. What is the cost of loving? What is the cost of being selfless? What is the cost of staying true to a partner till your last breath? Leave your comments in the comment section below. And if you are new to our channel, kindly subscribe.